All right, everybody. And I am live in my truck, getting ready to get the hell up out of here. I'm on to a late start today. Got caught up in some traffic yesterday, and so it made me kind of late. All right, y'all. So now I have a new earpiece that I'm working with today, and not quite sure if you guys can hear me well on it. It's supposed to be noise canceling and all that good stuff. So hopefully you guys can hear me. What's up, everybody? I felt like being seen today. But this is Faith's morning ride. Haven't done one of these in a minute because your girl was kind of caught up over the last week. But thankfully things worked out. I had some legal issues, y'all. But yeah, they worked out. Things worked out well for me. Oh, what's up, Third Ward? Yeah, guys. So today is my Friday. Today is Saturday, August 15th, and it is 4 a.m. in Phoenix. And I am on my way to Cali, y'all. And this is Faith's morning ride. And I'm gonna talk to you guys about some things I've been having on my mind as of lately. You know I don't do topics on the morning ride. What's up, love wisdom? Yeah, girl, it's good to be seen. Shoot, your home girl almost lost her freedom over the last week. I'll get into that a little bit though. What happened? But shout out to Reigning Womb Man. That's my sister for real. I just want to give her kudos and thank her again, for assisting me with my legal issues. But your girl was almost getting ready to be sold up the river. I was getting ready to be locked up, um, throw away the key, whatever you want to call it. Your homegirl was dealing with some legal issues. And shout out to Reigning Womb Man. She was quick with helping your homegirl get the lawyer together. And thankfully, things worked out and I'm free. But I'll get into that, a little bit later. I do talk about my own personal life and things that I go through on these morning rides because I think that everything that we as adults go through is a teaching moment. And so this is no different. I'm going to use what I went through as a teaching moment. Let me get on out of here. Out of this yard, y'all. Yeah, but my freedom, my job, everything was on the line. And thankfully, things worked out. Yeah, third ward. I'm okay, but like I said, it could have went the other way. I just have to say one thing. Now I understand that you have your good cops and you have your bad police, but after what I have experienced, I will say that this is definitely a corrupt system. And the police, while they're there to serve and protect, a lot of them are corrupt. A lot of them are not your friend. But that does not mean that all of them are corrupt and all of them are not there to serve and protect. You have to, separate the bad apples from the good apples. And I had a situation where there was a bad apple in a system that's set up to protect the bad apples that really does need to be revamped. This entire system is crooked and it is biased towards our people in particular. And I will definitely definitely delve into that. But first, let me just give a little background of what happened to me last week. Last week, I was minding my own business, doing my job like I normally do, and got home from work. And I told you, I got people, living with me. Because of the Rona, it's a lot of people out of work. So I got a lot of people with idle time on their hands living in my house. Now, the funny thing about people, especially your own people, your own family, and all that type of stuff living with you, you got a lot of people that take liberties that they're not supposed to take in your house. And so sometimes people, get a little, get their little ass on their back, and they start to treat you like you a visitor in your own home where you pay 100% of the bill. And see, if any of you are like me, you not about to be treated like a visitor in your own home where you paying 100% of the bills for no motherfucking body, family or not. And that's no exception here with me. So, I got into an altercation with a family member last week on Thursday, which resulted in me having to use some pretty blunt force to get them out of my house. Okay. Long story short, the police were called. Okay. And when the police got there, and here's the thing that, because I'm not really well versed in the laws and all that type of stuff and knowing what my rights are and all that. All I know is that this person was, attempting to attack me and tear up things in my house, and I wasn't happy. Okay. So, long story short, the police was called. And here's the thing, it doesn't matter who starts the fight. I found this out. It doesn't matter if, it's your home. If the person is identified as living in the house, if the person is identified as living in the house, I need you all to listen to me because, see, I didn't know this. Okay, they have rights there. And then also, it doesn't matter if they attack you first. If you put a hurting on them, a beating on them, if you if you leave any marks on their body, if you do any type of substantial physical damage to that person, you the one that's going to jail, even if it's your house. Okay, so these are things that I found out on this little journey that I'm about to tell you about. Because, like I said, the person jumped up in my face, and yeah, they were 100% the shit starter, and I was 100% the shit finisher. But, because I won the fight, I was the one that was taken away in handcuffs because I didn't have any marks on me. But the person that, started the fight with me, they was in bad shape. And because I did the most damage, they took me away. Exactly. Squatter rights. That's what they call it, right? So, you got to be real careful when you letting people come live with you. Because once they start getting mail, once they, been there a certain amount of time, they start establishing residency. Yeah, they got rights. Okay. Didn't notice. So you can't just, physically force them out or anything like that. Yeah, you're gonna get a domestic violence case. So, but my situation was a lot more serious. Okay, because even though 100% of the shit that was being torn up and broken in my house belonged to me and I owned it, I was slapped with a criminal, what they call it, a criminal destruction of property. Okay, they slapped me with a criminal destruction of property on top of aggravated assault charges. Aggravated assault is a felony, y'all. Okay, it's a felony. Automatic time in prison. Okay, and so I didn't know these things when I was being arrested and brought up on these charges. They was trying to hit me with a felony. So let me go on into the story because see, what I went through, I want the rest of you all to learn from it so that you do not fall into the pitfalls and the traps. Because the arresting officer is the person who decides what charges you're going to get. No, aggravated assault. You cannot, like I said, be careful who you letting in your house. So let me just go on ahead with the story, y'all, because it gets better. Okay, so even if the judge is going light on you, aggravated assault is automatic prison time. The lightest sentence that you can get for aggravated assault. Felony. I'm not talking about misdemeanor aggravated assault. Misdemeanor aggravated assault is different than felony. They was hitting me with felony aggravated assault, y'all. And that's the minimum is 18 months in prison. So that's a year and a half jail time at minimum. That's what I was facing at minimum. But they was really trying to throw the book at me, y'all, okay? They was charging me with level 2 aggravated assault, which is like the highest form of aggravated assault you can think of. And that's because I ain't gonna lie, I was choking the bitch out. I was choking the motherfucker out. Okay, I choked a motherfucker out. I choked this person until the fake nails on my finger popped off, and I left bruises and everything, scars and everything. Yes, it was aggravated assault. Okay, that's what I was charged with. I was choking somebody out. Yeah. So long story short, I'm hit with this aggravated assault charge. And I did not know the seriousness of it until I was locked up. And let me tell you about the lockup, okay? I was put in jail with prostitutes. I was put in jail with prostitutes. I was put in jail with goddamn drug addicts, people with DUI charges. There was other people in there with aggravated assault charges, crazy motherfuckers. Okay, I was thrown in jail with everybody, general population in the regular lockup. Okay, and they don't separate the crazy people from the sane people. By the way, they don't give a damn. It's like 20 of y'all in one little cell. 20 of y'all in one little cell. But you know, wasn't nobody trying to mess with me up in there. I guess maybe I'm gonna tell you, and then when you go into jail, they take everything, y'all. They take everything. Okay? They take everything. They take the lace front. Yeah, they took my lace front, y'all. I was in there. The white girl, my hair was like all bushy and stuff like that because I had to go back to my regular natural self. I had to be natural in jail, okay? My hair was all over the place. The white girl came and said she knew how to braid hair. She was in the jail with me. She was in there too for aggravated assault. She braided my hair back, and I looked like the chick from Orange Is the New Black, okay? So yeah, I was in the holding cell. They kept me in the holding cell for like a day. I was in there for like 24 hours. Now, mind you, This is my first offense. I had never been locked up before. I don't have nothing on my record, y'all. The next day, I go before the judge, and I find out I'm being charged with aggravated assault and criminal destruction of property. And my bail, mind you, I'm a first-time offender. My bail is $250,000. Okay, 200. Let me repeat this again. My bail was $250,000. I knew I had to get a lawyer, y'all. I knew I had to get a lawyer. So I took my first phone call. I contacted one of my besties. Um, even though my bail was $250,000, you can pay 10% of it and get bonded out. So my girlfriend had my back, and she bonded me out. She paid the whole $2,500. Okay, upon getting out, I paid her back the $2,500 because she needed her money immediately. Of course, I'm gonna get that money back. Long story short, the charges ended up being dropped. Oh, wait a minute, I'm getting phone calls. I can't believe people call me this early in the morning, but I guess everybody knows I'm up working. BMT, you like the sandwiches? Wow. No, them sandwiches are dry and crusty, y'all. And I didn't get any sandwich while I was in there, okay? I got peanut butter and jelly and some spoiled milk, okay? The shit was nasty. It was nasty as hell. But back to the story, okay? So my homegirl bonded me out on Thursday. So the same day that I got locked up, she had my bond money together. But this is how sneaky, dirty, and underhanded the system is. See, they so used to dealing with poor black people. They so used to dealing with poor black people that they were trying to railroad me through the system. I was locked up for 3 days. I was technically free on Thursday when my friend bonded me out. But they purposely withheld my bond from the system. And so they kept me in there another 3 days. I didn't know that I was bonded out because I have no contact with the outside world past that one phone call. If it wasn't for people like my best friend and the guy that I'm currently seeing, they kept coming up to the prison checking on me. They kept coming up to the prison asking why I wasn't being let out. They took me from lockup, y'all. This is how they were trying to railroad me. They took me straight from the regular lockup. Next thing I know, I look up, they had transferred me to the women's prison. Prison, not lockup, prison. Okay, and there's a difference. I immediately knew the difference between prison and lockup when they put me in this what you call it, the little paddy wagon van or whatever. They put me in the paddy wagon van, y'all, and they transferred me over to the women's prison. Okay, I had a cellmate and everything. I had to go and get that little thin ass mat, the little bed sheets, and the little towels and shit that they first give you when you get in prison. Yeah, I had all that. I had to carry my shit up to my cell, and they locked me in there with this big fat Hispanic chick. But like I said, wasn't nobody really fucking with me in prison, but it was just the nerve. You know what I'm saying? The motherfucking unlitigated motherfucking nerve of these bastards. Because I was actually free on Thursday. I want you all to keep this in mind. I want you all to keep in mind I was bonded out on Thursday. They transferred me to the women's prison on Saturday. So finally, I'm in the women's prison and I'm looking at Consuela. That's my prison mate. You know, she in the cell looking at me. I'm looking at her. We sizing each other up. and I'm in there for a good hour and a half, and then the guard comes back in and says, "Lawson." I say, "Yeah, yes, yes. Hello, if that's me. You've been bonded out. Get your shit. Let's go." So I was so happy to hear them words, y'all. Y'all never ever know a happiness until you hear the words, "You are free to go." BMT said, "I would have fed your books and took care of the babies till you got home." BMT, you was crazy. Now, I ain't got no babies, but shit, they could get them grown folks out my house. So at any rate, they bonded me out, and they told me the terms of my bond. Okay, bond is almost as if $50 a month. BMT, your cheap ass. Anyway, they told me the terms of my bond. So basically, on a domestic violence case, you cannot return to the scene of the crime until after the court date and after all the charges or whatever, you go through the motions. So I can't even go back to my own home. So I have to stay with my home girl. Okay, have to stay with my home girl. When I got out and I saw the seriousness of what I was charged with, I knew immediately I had to get a lawyer. So enter your girl Raining Womb Man called me up because she had been checking on me because she hadn't seen me online. She didn't see me posting. So she knew something was wrong. So my homegirl Raining Womb Man was on top of it. So the first call I got getting out of jail was her. And I told her what happened and everything, and she knew the seriousness of what I was facing. And the first thing she did was she said, "Sis, you need a good lawyer. They trying to railroad you." She was like, "Because I ain't never seen nobody go to jail for domestic violence and they put you directly into the women's prison." They it was like, don't pass go, don't collect $200. They sent my ass directly to the prison, y'all. They were really trying to railroad. So my girl Raining Womb Man, she is a real sister, true and true. If you all have any doubts about this sister, I'm telling you, she is sister, true and true. The very next day, she got me a lawyer. That lawyer was a brother that I had actually went to school with back in Chicago. So long story short, that brother wasn't having it. He reviewed my case. He said, "Oh, I'm finna have a field day with this because they tried to railroad you. They thought that you wasn't going to be able to bond out. They really didn't think that you was going to get a lawyer. They was like, your rights was violated." He was like, "Oh, you ain't even got to worry about this. You ain't got to worry about none of it." So whatever he did, whatever he said, because the case didn't even go before the court, y'all. He litigated this shit behind the scenes. Next thing I know, he was calling me up, telling me all charges are dropped. He called me up and told me all charges are dropped. You can go home. But let me tell you, I was lucky in that I could afford to get bonded out for 2,500. There's a lot of black people that will sit in jail because their family can't afford no bond money. He said, first of all, for me being a first time offender and for them setting my bail that high was bullshit to begin with. I was supposed to have gotten out on my own recognizance as a first time offender. So they were violating my rights all over the place. Secondly, the mere fact that they made my court date just days after my arrest, meaning that they were trying to rush me through the system. They were trying to rush me to a conviction. They were not trying to give me any time to get a lawyer. And I can't help but to think, that another black person that didn't have money, didn't have family, didn't have friends, that didn't have the connections that I had, the resources that I had, they would have been railroaded through this system. They would have done some jail time. They would have had their rights taken away from them. Because look, I'm looking at a felony. Once you're charged with a felony, there go your right to vote. Your right to vote is out the window. They were really trying to railroad me through the system. And unfortunately, there's a lot of black people that do not have the resources and are ignorant of their rights and ignorant of the laws. And they get easily railroaded through the system, just like that. And in this experience that I just went through, it showed me just how easy it is for them to do. It's very easy. Like I said, 3 days I'm in the women's prison. I ain't even went to no trial yet. 3 days I'm in the women's prison. No trial. BMT says they tried me and now I own them. Screen Learning says this is a great example of why we need to have resources and family lawyers. Exactly. Broke and poor people without a network won't be so fortunate. Exactly. And I couldn't help but to think of that because I did. I saw other um, women that were locked up on similar charges I was locked up with. And there was one girl, she was only 22 years old that I was locked up with. And I felt really bad for her because she kept calling her family. They had done the same thing. And for her, they set her bail at $5,000. There was no way her family would have been able to afford. So that means that her initial bail was $500,000. That's $500,000. Who got $5,000 to bum somebody out? She had to sit in jail until her court date. So that means that she had no chance to go and get a lawyer. She had no chance to do anything. That sister was only 22 years old. So, I see how our people are railroaded through the system. And oh, their little public defenders, their public defenders work with the prosecutors. So you think you're getting somebody that's going to defend you? Think again. They're there working with the system to lock you up. The public defenders are a joke. So anytime you're facing serious jail time, when they're trying to slap a felony on you, you need to get an outside lawyer, not no public defender. The public defenders work for them. They are having lunch every day with the prosecutors. Third Ward says, I'm glad to hear it was a brother who helped you get out of this legal situation. I guess this proves all brothers don't hate black women. No. And I never thought that all brothers hate black women, Third Ward. Even though a lot of y'all do be on y'all BS and y'all give Faith a lot of grief and heartache in these YouTube streets. But in real life, Faith don't have any problems with the brothers. In real life, I've been blessed dealing with black men. Man, you know what? I turned my little light on because I wanted to look you guys in the eye and have this conversation because I felt like it was a serious conversation that needed to be had, but I need to pull over and turn this light off before I get pulled over. So hold on, y'all. Give me just a second here. Let me fix my light, y'all, before I get in legal trouble again. All right. Hold on. I'm trying to merge back onto the expressway. There's a lot of traffic out here for this to be this early in the morning. All right. Screen Learning says public defenders are the left arm of, and the prosecutors is the right, and the judge is the head, all the same body. You ain't never lied. You ain't never lied about that. Let me go to my I want to go to my avatar. There we go. All right, this is how you all are used to seeing me with the avatar. This is how you guys are used to seeing me. So now we're going back to regular Faith. Third Roy says, I fuck with you, Faith. Just think sometimes you come across a little too aggressive in some of these conversations, but overall, you're not a bad person. I've heard women on here say worse. Yeah, I'm pretty much down to earth. I'm pretty much straight down the middle, and I'm not a yes man. So, anybody coming to this channel, expecting to hear some yes ma'am conversation, you're going to be very, very disappointed. Okay, I'm my own person. I have my own thoughts, and I don't pander to anybody. I'm not here to make a profit like, most of these other YouTubers. As a matter of fact, I don't even, really get on here every day like that. I get on here, and when I get on here to talk, I usually have something to say. Now, notice, I'm not on here talking about celebrities. I'm not on here talking about the WAP song. None of that stuff appeals to my psyche. I don't think any of it is important. But it's conversations like this that I think is important for people to hear and for people to learn from. Because this is what we deal with every day. Oh, you like the cammed up Faith better? Third War, you trying to get somebody pregnant today, huh? Mess around and be a young baby daddy. Uh, I'm just joking. All right, y'all. But now, seriously, back to the conversation at hand. There's a lot more serious issues that we as a Black community need to talk about than WAP and all this other stuff. This is what we're dealing with all the time. All the time. But long story short, Faith is now at home, and that family member is being dealt with as we speak. So there will be peace in my house, come hook or crook. I just put it like that. Um, so yeah, in these domestic violence situations, one thing to remember: domestic violence is a very serious crime. I'm in no way advocating for or condoning domestic violence. Okay, I don't think it's cool for men to beat up on women or women to beat up on men willy nilly. Just because you have a power issue. That is not what I'm advocating at all. But one thing for sure, you do have people who are passive aggressive. You do have people who do provoke arguments. And with me being on the receiving end of that, I can say I can say with full confidence, I understand what a lot of brothers go through when they say that the women jump up in their face and provoke them to doing certain violent acts. And it takes everything in your power to walk away. I do fully understand that now. And I am going to say with full confidence that, ladies, if you are this type of provocateur in a domestic violence situation, please know that if your man is the breadwinner of your home, you are fucking with not only his freedom, but you are fucking with his ability to provide for you. So if you're silly enough to be jumping in a man's face, if you're silly enough to be provoking this man into a domestic violence situation and calling the police on him, trying to get him arrested, trying to use the system to control this man, and it's the same thing with a man doing it to a woman or anyone doing it to anybody. No one should be using the system to control anyone. Good morning, Gia girl. Because it's a serious thing when you're talking about taking away a person's freedom and livelihood. It's a serious thing. All because you can't get your way. Hey, what's good morning, Blue Devil G? And like I said, having been put in those shoes, you never know what another person is going through until you are put in those shoes. And when Faith was faced with losing her freedom and her livelihood, I really began, because I was in that jail cell, them 3 days. I'm going to tell you, 3 days feels like 3 years when you're in lockdown. It does. It truly does. It is the worst experience ever. None of you want to go through it. None of you want to put anybody else through it. I wouldn't wish that feeling on my worst enemy. Jail is not fun. It's not cute. It ain't nothing cute about going to jail. Okay? Now, when you're in lockup, you pretty much are still a person with rights. You pretty much still get to have on your street clothes. Lockup is different than going to prison. When they transferred me to the prison, and I knew they were getting ready to transfer me to the prison. You want to know how I knew? Because they took my street clothes and they gave me the orange jumpsuit. When they put me in that orange jumpsuit, I knew I was in trouble. Okay? And no, they don't treat you nice up in there. Now, me not having ever been locked up, let me tell you about what lockup is about. You're in there with prostitutes, drug addicts, crazy folks, other people that's in there beating up on other people. You're in there with a general population of criminals. Some of them guilty, some of them not guilty. And these personalities that you come across in there, they off the chain. I just put it like that. They off the chain. And see, when you are in lockup, I think they put you in there with crazy folks and people that's out there damn mad. There's one chick up in there. She had an aggravated assault charge, and she in there crying loudly. Now, mind you, I'm in there for a day and a half, hadn't slept or anything. I'm trying to go to sleep. This bitch sitting next to me on this hard ass concrete slab, moaning and crying loud all in my goddamn ear. And before I knew it, I told her to shut the fuck up. This bitch was loud. I'm trying to go to sleep. She moaning and crying. Shut the fuck up. I'm in here for the same thing you in here for. You don't see me crying. Yeah, some crazy folks in jail, I'm telling you. Crazy. BMT, they put you on a crazy flow. BMT, I'm not holding nobody. Shut up, BMT. Shut up. Then there was the one dyke that was in there. And I was in there trying to use the payphone. And she was on the motherfucking payphone. There's only one payphone in the lockup, y'all. And she was on the damn payphone with her girlfriend having a damn dyke moment. You know, talking about their relationship and shit. You know, I'm sitting up here like I gotta use the motherfucking phone. This bitch on the goddamn phone. I mean, whoever this person was that she was talking to, they must have had $1 million goddamn dollars. Cause them collect calls are expensive. And she had to been on there for goddamn 30 minutes, begging her girlfriend not to leave her. And I'm sitting up here waiting to use the motherfucking phone so I can call my people. You know that these people in jail, they rude. You know, they don't have no type of sense of a decorum. You know, other motherfuckers got to use the phone. And so I said, listen, I said, how long you gonna be on the goddamn phone? Because I got to use the motherfucker too. It's about me and 3 other motherfuckers over here waiting, and your ass over here having a goddamn waiting to exhale moment with your gay girlfriend. You know, these people crazy. Crazy. What? Shut up, BMT. That ain't no dyke my damn protection. Fuck all them bitches. But anyway, a long story short, this bitch looked like she tried to buck up at me because I told her I need to use the motherfucking phone. Like, hell yeah, I gotta use the motherfucking phone. Your motherfucking ass been on there for 30 minutes and shit. So yeah, then that was an issue. And then me and her was arguing and shit. And she gonna try to jump up in my face. Now, the prison, I will give the prison guards they kudos. When they see an altercation getting ready to happen in the cell, they be on it. But goddamn, them motherfuckers ran up in the cell, and the first person they grabbed was me. They grabbed my ass. This motherfucking butch bitch over here, and they grabbed my ass. You know, it's ridiculous. And then yeah, they hit you. They hit you with them what you call them, the batons. Yeah, they hit you. They hit me a couple of times. So you know, I had to you know, chill off of doing the phone checks. But anyway, I did get a chance to use the phone. But yeah, that's how it is, y'all. One phone, 20 people. Now let's get over here to the drug addicts. You got your drug addicts is in there. There was this one lady that was in there. I knew she was tweaking on something because she was in there. And there's one toilet. 20 people, one phone, one toilet. Okay, and the toilet is filthy. It's nasty. I held myself. I didn't use that toilet, y'all. I couldn't bring myself to use that toilet. That toilet was so filthy. It was disgusting. And that's the other thing. I kept yelling for the guard to come in and send somebody in there to clean that damn toilet. And then the security guard kept telling me that this ain't the Hilton. And I said, well, goddamn, motherfuckers might have to use the goddamn motherfucker. And they got sanitary napkins and all types of shit around this bitch. So I kept asking them to clean the damn toilet, but they wasn't trying to hear that shit. That's another thing. They don't give a damn about the cleanliness of the shit in jail. They don't give no fucks about cleanliness in there. And then also they don't give you no damn soap in lockup either. Okay, so when you're in regular holding, okay, you think that you're going to the bathroom and you got the soap to wash your hands with and a clean. No, they don't. No, no, none of that. None of that. So guess who wasn't going to the bathroom? Okay, it's me, me. So at any rate, let me go on with my little story here because, like I said, after I get through telling this story, should none of y'all, you think twice before you get into any altercation with anybody. Okay, just because you in your house, if you have allowed people to live in your house, if you have allowed people to get mail in your house, see, here's what I would suggest. If you're gonna let somebody come stay with you, insist that they get a P.O. box. Insist that they get a P.O. box. So that way they don't have mail coming to your house. Because once they get mail coming to your house, that's it. It's over. It's a done thing. They're squatters now from that point, and they got laws. They got rights. So at any rate, after about a day and a half in lockup and me complaining about that dirty ass toilet, they finally bought somebody to clean the motherfucker. Okay, then they half cleaned it, they half sprayed the shit and cleaned it, but they did bring somebody in there to clean. And then you have to sit there and you have to go in front of everybody. Okay, you got to go in front of everybody. So that means everybody get to see you pull your panties down. Everybody get to see your little ass cheeks. Everybody get to see everything. There is no privacy in jail. The prison guards walking by looking at you. The people in the jail cell looking at you. Everybody sees you. When I'm done, y'all gonna rethink y'all bad attitudes and getting into these altercations. You gonna rethink. Because it ain't cute. It ain't fun. It ain't glamorous. It is degrading, dehumanizing, depressing. So, day and a half in lockup. Day and a half in lockup. I don't know if I'm getting out of there because they don't tell you nothing. They don't tell you nothing. Matter of fact, they don't even have clocks in there. Hey, Rain and Womb Man. Hey, y'all. This is Rain and Womb Man is in the house. Like I said, I have to give her kudos for helping me out with the lawyer. I have to give my girl Rain and Womb Man all the kudos for helping me out with the lawyer because the sister was on point. She was on it like clock, clock, clock. Next day, she had me a lawyer. Next day. You couldn't ask for no better friend than this. What's up, Sister George? BMT said this ain't nothing new for me. That's boot camp in the military. We all got to strip naked. Hey, you know what? I ain't never been to no military. I ain't never been to no boot camp. I ain't never been locked up before. Okay? And here's the thing. When they process you, they search you. They do the body cavity search. Okay? They search you. They search you. So everything that you saw on TV about, them telling you to bend over and cough and all that type of stuff, yeah, that's real. That's some real shit. Dehumanizing, degrading, depressing, not cute, not glamorous, none of that. Okay? You definitely don't want to be there. Like I said, every minute of every second that I was in there, it felt like 100 years. That concrete slab. Let me talk about that concrete slab in lockup, y'all. So there's this long concrete slab. They don't have no bench. Everybody got to sit on this hard concrete slab with little razor sharp bumps in it. It feels like your ass is on a cheese grater. Okay? You sit on there for about an hour and it feels like your ass is being grated like cheese on a cheese grater. Now imagine being on there for a day and a half having to sit on that shit. That hard concrete, yeah, that shit hurt. Yeah, it's horrible, Gia girl. It's terrible. It's terrible. You don't want to be in that position ever. And when you're in there, they don't tell you what time it is. There's no clocks and lockup, okay? It's not. So imagine they don't tell you if you've been bonded out. You only get the one phone call, and then any additional phone calls you make is on the one pay phone in the lockup cell, and you got to share that with 20 or 30 other people. One toilet that they barely clean, a concrete slab to sleep on that got like little razor sharp bumps in it, back hurting, ass hurting. BMT, you wasn't ordering no damn Wendy's from no damn jail. Shut the fuck. Quit lying. Quit lying. Okay? They give you that hard ass bread, a little pack of jelly, and a big old thing of peanut butter. That's all they give you. And maybe some water or milk. That's all they give you in lockup. Now, when they transferred me over to the women's jail, it was a little bit different. Okay? In your individual cell, the cell is small as hell. Okay? It's even smaller than the lockup cell. One toilet, one sink, two bunks. That's it. Then in the general population, they got the big screen TV. So they open the cells up at a certain time, and then you get to go kick it and hang out. Yeah, Gia girl, I went to the prison, and it's worse than the holding cell. But thankfully, I was only in prison for an hour and a half. Thankfully, I didn't know what Consuela had in mind for me, my cellmate. I didn't know what she had in mind. She was sizing me up, but thank God they came and got me out of there. I don't know, y'all. I don't know what would have went down. She was kind of big. She was kind of big. I think I could take her, but she was kind of big. That's all I can say. BMT said I'm his prison boo. But yeah, they try to railroad you through the system. That they had me on the fast track to prison. Oh yeah, yeah, they did. They had a lot of illegal immigrants locked up in there too. Yeah, I forgot about that. A lot of illegals in there. And yeah, they was deporting them the fuck out of there. You know, Arizona don't play with the illegal immigrants. They were getting them the fuck out of there. So yeah, there was. I didn't have my lace front wig. They took my lace front. I had to rock my natural hair. The white girl knew how to braid and lock up, so she hooked me up with the cornrows. I was doing the whole orange is the new black thing. They put me in the orange DOC jumpsuit, and they hauled my ass off to the female prison. But all in all, except for that one altercation I had with the dyke, trying to hog the phone. And that phone thing is real, y'all. I'm gonna tell you, when you in lockdown, because that phone is your only link to the outside world. So you really, really, really be wanting to use that phone. So when you see somebody hogging the phone, you really, really, really want to beat their ass. That me and that dyke, we was finna go at it because I wanted to use the phone and she on there on some goddamn phone sex or whatever the fuck she was doing with her girlfriend, and I'm trying to make a phone call. That shit was real, y'all. It was finna get real. Yeah, it was real. Yeah, that phone is very important in jail. You be sitting up there looking at the prison shows and like damn, they really tripping on that phone. But now I understand that phone is very important. Very important. Because that's your only link to the outside world. You got somebody on there ain't really talking about no business. They just want to be on there, sopping it up with their boo. You ain't got time for that because you in the cell. You can hear everybody conversation. So that phone check that's real. Yeah, phone check is real. So at any rate, yeah, I'm glad to be out, glad to be free. Thanks to my bestie that posted my 2,500 bond. Thanks to Reigning Woman, hooked me up with a great lawyer, got me off. Thank you so much, all of you that had a sister's back and didn't let the system railroad me. I really, really have to say and express my appreciation. Gia girl, this happened last week on Thursday. This happened last week on Thursday. So, here's some things I would suggest. If you're going through anything with people that live in your household, you definitely, definitely want to step back, take a deep breath. You definitely, definitely don't want to, two fist and choke out nobody because if we see it was the choke out that got me the aggravated assault. See, maybe if I hadn't choked them, it wouldn't have been aggravated assault. But you definitely don't want to choke nobody You don't want to use any weapons. You know, use your hands. Use your hands, but just fisticuffs. No choking. Okay, choking, that's aggravated assault. So moral of the story is you might can get away with hitting, body slamming, stuff like that. Might even be able to gooseneck a motherfucker. But choking, anything having to do with weapons, don't do it. Don't do it. That's felony. That's a felony. The other stuff is a misdemeanor. It's a misdemeanor. You'll get off. So, I'm not saying don't defend yourself, because hell, if it happens again, guess who's going to defend herself? But see, I know what to do this time. This time I know what to do. I'm going to use my hands again, but I won't be choking. Choking is out. What? No, 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 no. I wasn't doing that. I wasn't doing that. But I was mad though. I ain't gonna lie. Like when you're in a fit of rage, it's real hard. But you have to really think things through. Think things through before you jump into a fit of rage. But yeah, if somebody's coming at you, um, you do have the right to defend yourself. Uh, no, Gia girl, no, they're not there. They're gone. And that's the thing. Even before altercation like that gets physical, if you know that you want the person to leave and the person isn't leaving before it gets to a physical altercation, you can call the police and you can ask them to assist you with getting the person out of your house. um, and they will come and assist you with that. But just make sure that when you ask the person to get out, like out of your house, you videotape everything from start to finish, okay? So that the person cannot later come back and say that you did anything to them. Because there are instances where people will hurt themselves, hit themselves in the head with something, make themselves bleed. And as soon as there's blood or any broken skin or anything like that, that could be conceived that you use a weapon to do, that's aggravated assault. So if you're kicking the person out, turn on the video camera and from the start of the conversation to the finish, so that it could be no doubt that it was a peaceful request that you asked them to leave. And that came direct from my lawyer. So these are things that I'm learning, because people will try to hook you up and they will get your freedom taken away from you and your livelihood. So moral of the story, you have a right to defend yourself, but there's certain things you can do and certain things you can't do, and there's certain things you need to look out for when you're having somebody come stay with you. Don't allow them to get mail at your address. Insist that they use a PO box. Once they get mail at your home, that's it. If you have to put them out, turn on that video recorder, and from the very first start of the conversation, make sure it's a peaceful request and you record everything. If they refuse, then at that point you can call the police and the police will escort them out of your home. Peaceful, without you having to put hands on anybody and go to jail. Gia Girl says, living with family or friends isn't easy. I was told that my cousin attacked his aunt when he was visiting. This was a long time ago when my bro was staying with me. We argued. He was trying to take over. Exactly, screen learning. Screen learning says got to record and live stream everything. Exactly. Because people will lie on you. They will say that you did things to them. They will add extra, because emotions are high and they don't want to leave. And like Gia Girl said, they'll come into your house and they'll try to take over, treat you like you a visitor in your own home. So these are definitely ways that you can protect yourself. And protecting yourself is the most important thing. But like I said, my lesson, it was a hard lesson, but it was a lesson learned. It's a hard lesson, but it's a lesson learned. And it's a lesson that I don't mind sharing with my viewers. Good morning, Slayer Jam. You're here at the tail end of the conversation. Gia Girl says, Judge Judy said it's best to live by yourself. I can agree. Definitely. I definitely can agree with that. Screen Learner says, so we need a lawyer, videographer, and a bodyguard when dealing with people and family during this pandemic and beyond. It seems like it, yeah. And bail money. Don't forget bail money. Okay, Slayer Jim, you've been listening a bit. BMT said next lesson should be falling in love with Jail Babe, but she got the wop. Oh, whatever. Whatever. Yeah, guys. So, and oh my God, you know what? The prostitutes, y'all, and when you go to jail, the lockup, because I was in lockup majority of the time. I wasn't in jail, but maybe an hour and a half. But I wasn't in prison for like maybe an hour and a half. But yeah, that lockup is crazy. You see some characters coming through there. There was these prostitutes that came through there, and I'm telling you, this one prostitute, she knows she loved her daddy. She was in there, oh, my daddy this, my daddy gonna get me out. My daddy, he loved me. He said I'm his bottom bitch and this, that, and the other. Boy, she was big up in her daddy. And I didn't know that the prostitutes, called, I guess if you like the main prostitute, because I'm listening to these prostitutes talk. And they were sick. They were calling the other women that work with them. I don't know what they call them, but they were calling the other women their sister wives. So I guess the pimp is like their main dude, and then the other prostitutes are like their sister wives. Because that's what they were saying. It was like three prostitutes in there with me, and they were all talking about their daddy and their sister wives, and it was just so interesting. Cause I was just like, wow. So all of y'all sleep with the pimp, and like some of them sleep with their pimps and some of them don't. And this one girl was saying that she had stopped sleeping with her pimp because I guess she didn't respect him anymore, or respect how he was organized and shit. I forget what she was saying, but she was saying she had stopped sleeping with him, and he kind of got mad with her because I guess the pimp was catching feelings or whatever, and he tried to run her over. And they had some real stories up in there. I mean, the stories that you hear in jail. So yeah, the one girl that was big up in her pimp, she was talking about how she be getting like $3,000 a night on the strip, and she was talking about how she was only like 20. I think she was only like 23 or 24, and she said her pimp was like 40, 49 or something like that, and he had a wife, and the pimp and the wife was like her mentors. And you know, she said it was kind of like a mommy dad situation. It was, yeah, it was really sad. Slayer Jim, it was sad because the way that this prostitute was describing her pimp and the pimp's wife, she kind of said that they were like her parents that she would sleep with from time to time. It was really sad. And you know the stories that these girls were telling, and you know, like, I could tell that if I said anything bad about their pimps, their zaddies, their daddies, or whatever they called them, oh, they would have been ready to fight in jail, because it was on the tippy tip of my tongue to go into mother mode and tell them that, you know, what they was doing, you know, those guys are taking advantage of them. But the passion that those girls were talking about their pimp daddies with, and I mean, a couple of them, they kind of got into an argument with each other about whose daddy was the best. Yeah, Gia girl, they probably would have tried to hurt me if I had said something about their pimp. And I could feel it because they were in there talking with so much passion, so much passion. And this one girl, she was saying that she could look up and down the strip and she could see how much money was out there. So, like, when you are a career prostitute, I guess you can look up and down a city strip and see how many men are out there and how much money you can make. Because this one girl said, "Yeah, I looked at the strip one night and I saw that it was only about $300 out there on the strip." And then this one girl, she said that she looked out at the strip and she saw that there was like at least 1,500 on the strip. So evidently they got a eye for figuring out how much money they got, their regulars, all this stuff. Yeah, those pimps have that man control, because listening to those girls talk about their zaddies and their daddies, I mean, they will be ready to fight for their pimp. This one girl said that his pimp had hired a new girl, and the new girl was coming in there lying about how much money she was making on the strip and not giving Zaddy all the money that she was out there making. So she had stepped to the girl and told the girl in front of her Zaddy that she's a lying ass bitch, that she was making more money than that. Because the girl told the pimp that she didn't do that good that day, that she only made 300 racks or whatever. And so she stepped to the girl, told her she was a damn lie, that there was at least $3,000 out on the strip. She knows she made more than 3 racks. She beat the girl's ass, went in the girl's purse, and sure enough, the girl had about 900 racks in her purse. So she beat this girl's ass for her pimp to get her pimp money. These chicks are serious. These chicks are really serious. They serious about this here pimp game. And then evidently, if you are like one of the top females or whatever, your pimp give you medical insurance, your pimp put you up in a house and all this other shit. He go and buy you gifts, clothes, all this other type of stuff. This chick was talking about, oh yeah, my daddy gonna get me out of here. He said he got me a new outfit. And she was excited, y'all. She was excited. She was very excited. So, like I said, these are the conversations I was listening to. And yes, Gia girl, yes, I was very quiet. Oh, BMT said you played it smart and kept it quiet. Yeah, PMT, I did. I was quiet because I saw how passionate they were. So I didn't say shit to them about their pimp. I just listened. Gia girl says the pimp is smart. He knows how to warp their mind into believing that the pump loves and cares about them. That the pimp loves and cares about them. Exactly. BMT says, no, I seen and know of those of that life. the mama of the house don't have to walk the beat. They train new girls. Yeah, yeah. That's what I gathered from the conversation, BMT. Uh, like I said, it was fascinating. I just hang back and listen, and it was fascinating. The things that you learn when you keep your mouth shut and you just listen. So the girl, shortly after I made my phone call, the girl that said that her pimp was going to bail her out and all that type of stuff, she was on the phone talking to her pimp. And I was ear hustling because it was interesting. I wanted to know what this conversation was like. So I sat next to the payphone, ear hustling. And so she on the phone moaning and crying and whatnot because her pimp talking about, oh, all you got to do is just stay in there for 72 hours. By this being your first time getting picked up, they gonna automatically let you out. So she was crying because I guess Pimp Daddy wasn't bailing her out. I guess he had some kind of I don't know. He had some kind of clause or some kind of rule that if you get arrested the first time, then you got to wait the 72 hours to get bailed out. And then I heard her say, "What you mean? This is my punishment?" So I guess he told her that was her punishment for getting popped in the first place. So she had to sit there and wait. The shit was hilarious. I was in there. I was cracking up on the inside, y'all. I was listening to that conversation because she was bragging so hard about how her daddy was gonna get her out, and then to hear him say that she had to sit up in there for 72 hours, I was cracking up on the inside, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. It took everything in my power not to be shaking with laughter. You know how you get the look on your face when you finna laugh, but if you laugh too hard, you're gonna get your ass kicked in jail because there's too many goddamn prostitutes in there. That girl, I had to turn my whole body around and act like I was having a seizure. Oh, thank you for the $5 super chat screen learning. Let me see if I can read this. Oh Lord, this print is so small. Y'all got to help me out. Y'all got to help me out with this. Where my mighty sights at? See, I be needing a magnifying glass for some of this damn writing. And that's the other thing too. They take everything in jail. They wouldn't even let me have my glasses while I was in there. I guess because they feel like you can turn it into a weapon or something. I don't know what the hell that was. Okay, he says the pimp and wife duo get the girls young and become parents. The pimp really is daddy, and chicks will take your life if you don't pay daddy or respect him. Oh yeah, yeah. I got the gist of that when I was in jail and I was listening to those women talking about their daddies. I got the gist of that. Cause yeah, it's real up in there. Them prostitutes love daddy, and whoever daddy wife is, they respect daddy wife too. Screen learner says use your prison eyes, they help you see everything. I ain't gonna lie, yeah, when you in prison, hell yeah, you become mighty focused real quick. You do. You become mighty focused real fast because ain't no time to sleep, and then you don't trust none of the people around you. So you right about that. Yeah, but Zaddy told her she had to sit in there for 72 hours as her punishment by it being her first time getting popped off. And then she told him that she didn't want to go to the same strip that she got locked up on because it was an undercover cop that actually picked her up. So that was some interesting stuff right there. And she was saying, I overheard her telling the pimp that I guess the pimp told her that she had to go back to that same strip. She had to go back to the same strip and he was going to buy her a different outfit and a different wig or some other stuff. And she was crying and complaining, oh, that ain't good management. That's not good management. How you gonna send me back to the same strip? Oh my God. She was crying and whining and all this other type of stuff. That shit was hilarious. It was hilarious. And the other prostitutes were looking at her like they pitied her because they said, oh, my daddy wouldn't send me back to the same strip I got popped on. You need a new daddy. That's what they was telling her. I was like, wow. I said, so this is really how it goes down. You know what? Everything they talk about in those movies, I mean, really. When I was in jail, listening to all this, listening to everything, looking at the drug addicts. Oh, I didn't tell you about the drug addict that was in there. There was a couple of heroin addicts up in there, and I guess they was going through their withdrawal. And I didn't know that when heroin addicts go through their little withdrawal, they start eating a whole lot of shit. Cause like I was getting my peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, y'all. I wasn't eating that shit. Them damn heroin addicts was on it. They kept, are you gonna eat that? Do you want that? Can I have that? I'm like, yeah, bitch, here, have this shit. You get the fuck out of my face. Damn. Yeah, they was all on it. They was eating that nasty, dry ass, hard ass bread. They was eating out the garbage can. They was pulling stuff out the garbage can, y'all. They was acting crazy. And then like maybe an hour or so, every hour or so, they'll start throwing up. They were like literally before my eyes, they were detoxing. And a couple of them had to go into medical because I think one of the ladies passed out, was having some kind of seizure or something. She was dying. So evidently they had to get her over to a detox because she was going into some kind of panic mode. She was crazy. So yeah, moral of the story, y'all don't want to be in that. Y'all don't want to. It's not glamorous. Okay, it's not glamorous. Nothing cute about it at all. At all. Jill girl say, yeah, that's why they have rotten teeth because they eat sweets and other crap during withdrawal. Wow. Yeah, because I saw it was a whole bunch of them in there. They was tweaking hard. And like I said, general population in the jail, in the lockup, they put you with everybody. They do not, they don't separate the crackheads. They don't separate the crazy people. Everybody is with everybody. And literally, that is how it is. But I'm happy to say everything worked out in my case. In my case, I had the resources and I had the connections to get my case worked out. But I can't help but to wonder about the people that don't have resources and connections to work their cases out. There's probably a lot of people that get railroaded through this system. A lot of them. Screen Learning says it's okay for people who live in those conditions on the outside. That may be the reason you were the main one complaining. Yeah, because, and the prison guards, they were getting a kick out of it. And this one guy, he came to me, he asked me, he was like, have you ever been to jail before? And I looked at him, I was like, do I look like I've been in this motherfucker before? Hell no, I've never been in here before. Never been in there before. Because the rest of them, they seemed like it was like the status quo. You're right. I was the only one in there complaining about the dirty toilet, the lack of only one phone in there, and it was terrible. They don't care. They do not care about you when you're in there. They do not care. Rona my ass, okay? They don't care about no Rona in there. I can see how people get the Rona in prison. They don't care. The one thing for sure, I certainly wasn't going to use that Rona toilet. One toilet. Yeah, if y'all don't remember anything that I said from this live stream, remember, one toilet, 30 motherfuckers. I will never forget that for the rest of my life. for the rest of my life. I'll never forget that shit. But at any rate, y'all, I've been going on and on here for about an hour and a half, railing about the situation. Like I said, moral of the story: know your rights. Okay, if you're in a domestic situation and you're letting people come live with you, you definitely want to make sure they're not getting any mail at your house. Insist they get a PO box. If you have to put somebody out, record the whole thing from start to finish. Oh, and keep an attorney on retainer just in case. Have your buddy with your bail money. And good luck. Good luck. You know, I'm not saying that you don't help people during this hard time, but there are people that are out here that are looking to take advantage in every situation. So you just got to look out for yourself and protect yourself. And with that, I'm out. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video, and I want to thank everybody. Let me go through my roll call real quick, because I definitely want to thank Screen Learner, Slayer Jim, Gia Girl. Let's see who else is in here. BMT. Who else did I see in here? Well, somebody else in here, and I know I'm forgetting who it is. Sister George, stuck her head in for a second. Third War Colombian, how can I forget? Reigning Womb Man, my Shiro. And if I forget anybody else, it's because I can't go up any further to look at the names. Oh, one last comment. It looks like it says from Screen Learning, he says, if you're living in raggedy motels and alleys every day, then jail seems more the same. On the outside, those prostitutes and drug addicts live in crack houses where it's just as dirty. Yeah, you're right, because they had no problem with the arrangement at all. At all. All right, Slayer Jim, you have a good day as well. Well, I'm going to get on off of here, guys. I'm not going to take it up. I usually try to keep my videos under 2 hours, because you know how we have these short attention spans. Like the video, share the video, and I'm out. Peace.